Look at how they massacred Harley by making her walk like a normal person. Women do not walk like this.
DEI ensures less competent employees will be hired on for the job.
That's not true. Like seeing a workforce that is more racially diverse and assuming that the people of color aren't as highly skilled as the white people, that's just racism. Doing that for gender, that's just sexism. Hello lovely people, my name is Emma. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna get into this. Yo, it's Christmas for some people. What's going on, people? Dragon Age The Veilgaurd reviews just dropped because apparently, I guess, the embargo released. So, everybody's reviewing it right now. Or everybody's reviews is coming out and they're rushing to come out. Apparently, Dragon Age The Veilgaurd is, you know that saying in Tropic Thunder?
You went full retard, man. Never go full retard.
You got 5 out of 10. 5 out of 10, 10, 10, 10, 9.5, 999, 8.5, 8, 4, and all the way down to 3.5 for VG, whatever the fuck this is. These aren't important. The important parts are these up here. With IGN giving it a 9. You guys know why I have a problem with IGN, right? So you're telling me this game is better than Wukong, Stellar Blade, and Space Marine 2. And you're telling me that it's knocking on Elden Ring's DLC's door. Okay, that sounds a little suspicious, but that's not why I'm actually on this video, because opinions are opinions, right? If people find this game to be fun, that's on them. I'm not saying don't go try this game out. I'm not saying this game can't potentially be a 9 if you're being honest with it. What I'm talking about in this video is not about the mainstream journalists' opinions on what they give on this game. No, that's too easy. That's too easy for them to refute, right? To be like, well, that's just our opinion. We find this game to be 9 and 10s and stuff like that. Fair enough. But what I do find important is that there's a war going on, quote unquote, against the woke culture. I made a video not too long ago about the character creator when it comes to Dragon Age's trans agenda type shit that they're pushing because of the person who's in charge of this game. I'm gonna show him right now, or it. This is the person that's in charge of this game. So they are literally doing trans propaganda by what I said, by installing surgery scars.
Top surgery scars are also included in this for all of our trans and non-binary rooks out there.
And plus, every single character looks like a fucking Pixar Laura Farquaad type of person because it got this Pixar look to it. This is not the Dragon Age that I knew. This is a newfound kiddie form of Dragon Age. And I watched 2 videos that actually prove this right to me. Normally speaking, right, the people who are against Dragon Age are going to be against Dragon Age no matter what. People like me, who know what's going on in this industry, we're on this side. The people who are anti-me, they're on this side. Those are the people that's going to give this game a 9 and 10 and stuff like that, just to spite us over here. And we're going to give it a 0, and this is at the fault of us too. This is what we do. We give things zeros by not even trying it out because we know we're just playing tit-for-tat with each other, right? But it's not without merit. What I'm talking about is the people in the middle. I don't care about these reviews right here, because these reviews are all bought and paid for about people that is on this side. The reviews that I'm talking about are people that are in the middle who have no agenda and who just make video game content and don't talk about woke movement and shit like that. That's 2 videos in particular I checked out. It was Skill Up's evisceration session of 46 minutes and some odd change of seconds, and they just demolished this game. I've never seen Shift Up say that he hated the game this bad until now. So he's a person that I would consider to be in the middle when it comes to, talking about shit. I don't think he ever mentioned anything dealing with woke when he reviewed a game. So he never even used that terminology. Another person is Fextralife. Fextralife is actually controversial when it comes to a number of things I'm not going to get into with this video. But the thing is, they're considered to be the middle and more left-leaning too, though. So both of them made very interesting videos. Fextralife is different. We're going to check out their video today so you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about, because when we're fighting this war, especially people like me, I'm not trying to get people on either side. I'm trying to convince the middle. The middle is going to win everything. But this right here just lets me know. The video that I'm about to show you today is just going to let you know how much our side is actually winning. Because when you start getting people in the middle to realize that your side is loony over here, you fucked up. You went full retard. These scores is the definition of going full retard. Y'all fucked up. The people in the middle can see it now. Check this out.
Dragon Age The Veilgaurd review, we're going to be talking about why we're actually not doing a review for the Veilgaurd today, why this should matter to you, and why it's important. We don't normally make videos like this on the Fextralife YouTube channel. We typically stay out of drama.
And I don't. This channel is a more of a centerist type of channel. They don't talk about controversy like how I do. That's for me. And they don't talk about the shit that happens on the left all the way too. They just make videos about RPGs. So for them to make a video like what you're about to see, check this out.
You'd be hard-pressed to find more than a handful of these across the entire 3,000 some odd videos we've ever made. But what I want to talk about today is going to impact the way that you watch reviews today.
And look at this though. This is a Fextralife video. He said he made a video. He said I played it. It's good, but which means he's questioning it, but he still gave it his he still gave it his kudos. He said it was good. Okay, so far so
ones
good,
that are
right?
coming out today, and this information should not be kept from you. Before I get into that, though, just a little bit of background about Fextralife's history with Dragon Age. Dragon Age Origins is one of my all-time favorite games. I get asked all the time, what are my top 5 games? And Dragon Age Origins is consistently in that list. That has never changed in the entire time since I played that game.
I haven't had the luxury of being a Dragon Age fan. I played Dragon Age before, but I'm not that much of a fan of it, to where like I know everything about it. I played it maybe like once or twice, but that's about it.
Also made a Dragon Age Inquisition wiki in 2014 when that game launched. So we've been covering Dragon Age for at least 10 years, maybe longer.
Damn.
And Fex also managed to rescue the Dragon Age forums when BioWare was bought by EA because they were shutting down those forums. We got permission from BioWare to rescue those forums, export them, and import them onto the Fextralife forums. So you can still find those Dragon Age forums today on our site.
So they seem to be fans of Dragon Age, right? You would think that they'll get they'll be treated pretty, Interesting. They actually saved them.
In constant communication with EA and BioWare for years about this title. We've been assured we're getting a code multiple times over the years. We've been in constant communication with them. They keep sending us stuff about the game. We've also been covering the game during that time with constant news articles. We've done several videos about the game. But most importantly, I think that our audience is the audience for this title. I think you'd be hard-pressed to find another channel out there that's our size that is so specifically targeted to RPGs that fits the profile for this game.
I agree with it too, because I actually watched their videos for Elden Ring too. So they helped me out with a lot of quests and shit like that going on with Elden Ring. So yeah, I do watch Fextralife a lot when it comes to RPG stuff. So yeah, he's speaking facts.
Following all this, we were invited by EA to attend a preview event for Dragon Age The Veilgaurd in September with a lot of other press and content creators. We were by no means the only ones doing this. And after attending that event, we made our impressions video from playing the game, which has close to 300,000 views on our YouTube channel right now, which I think is one of the most viewed impressions videos for that game at this time.
Interesting.
If you watch that video, the general sentiment is that we were cautiously optimistic about the game. We praised its gameplay, character depth, but we weren't completely sold about the storytelling in the long run, although we only got to play a very little bit of time, so we weren't entirely sure. And in general, we didn't really like the character models, the design style of them, which I think a lot of people don't.
Right.
In general, it was a pretty
That's a fucking understatement. Nobody likes the character designs. They look like Pixar. If you look at the old Dragon Age compared to this one, it looks like they went from a grimy, I would say Skyrim look when it comes to, how realistic, not realistic, but you can tell like it's more like, it's less kiddie-ish. This looks like Fortnite version of Dragon Age. If they gave the rights to Fortnite, the people who did Fortnite, this is what you will come up with.
Positive impression of the video, and I want to play for you the closing audio from that video right now so you can see what we told our audience at the end of that video. I still have issues with the game, mainly that I don't like the UI and that the dialogues didn't seem to be on par with what you could get in other story-focused games that have come out in the last decade, and that I didn't yet get a point where I felt a bond or much interest with my companions who are integral to the story. It's funny that I have pretty much been playing these games for the story and getting through the combat, but I may actually be playing the Veilgaurd to enjoy the combat and get through the story to see the end.
Damn.
How everything works together and progresses into a full game remains to be seen, and there were several big and impactful events that I cannot discuss, but so far my opinion on this has become more positive, and I would like to urge anyone who loves CRPGs to hang in there and wait for reviews and not write the game off just yet.
See, he seems to be one of the people in the middle. He's not talking about the controversy like how I do. He's not saying anything outlandish. He's saying basic shit that most people in the middle will say that are interested in Dragon Age. He's giving it a fair shot. And plus, he's talking positively about it too, with some minor gripes. And that's about it.
And just to illustrate how mild that our criticisms were of the Veilgaurd, after publishing our impressions video, we got called shills, Some people accused us of being paid by BioWare and EA to promote the
Oh, you see?
game, which of course we're
So this gives them no. So you would think that BioWare will be on his side.
obviously not. I was even contacted by another content creator who had attended the event that asked me why my criticisms were worded more cautiously and asked me if I was concerned when I made my video that I'd be denied access to a review code.
Why
To which,
would
of course, I replied, no, I'm not worried about getting denied access to review code. That simply doesn't happen in the gaming industry. But I was not concerned about this at all. I reassured him that he shouldn't be concerned about this because it's just not really a thing in the gaming industry. It's so rare that it shouldn't scare someone into not saying what they think about a game. So
it's really not rare. I know a lot of people who say things who stop getting review codes in general. I mean, they're like blacklisted. That's how bad it gotten. It's not rare. If you say anything, especially when it comes to propaganda games like this is a propaganda game. That's what I call it. They're going to not want certain criticisms to get out there. So this is when I say you need to get the middle. And when you become full retard, you stop the people in the middle from following your lead now. Now they can see you as being crazy. This guy's in the middle. And he didn't even say anything remotely bad that I will say. I basically call this game trans propaganda because it is. So that's the reason why I don't, this is actually a good thing that he's being treated like this because now he gets to see who the sane side is.
after publishing our video, nearly immediately, our contacts at EA and BioWare stopped replying and communication went to zero.
That's crazy.
So we started inquiring as to what was happening and reaching out to other contacts in the industry in a bit wider of a circle to try and figure out what's happening. As a result, we discovered that we were essentially getting fake reassurances that we were getting a code to keep us happy while denying us access to the Veilgaurd.
Wow.
It wasn't too long after this that I began to be contacted by other press and content creators about whether or not we had a code, and generally speaking, I get this a lot. People tend to ask me whether I have a code or not, because we generally get codes for all the big games. I'm not trying to brag, it's just simply reality. We have a large channel.
True.
We almost always get a code, and another creator or press can figure out if they should have a code right now, if they're going to get one or not, by asking us this question, which is what happened here. And we started piecing together between us that some people had codes and others didn't, including ourselves.
Of course.
And you might have also seen Wolfheart's tweets about this topic on Twitter or X, and Luke Stevens' video about this topic as well. Both of those individuals.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention him. He's another channel that I wouldn't say is like me. He's a person that's more down the middle. He's a person that would say his piece. If he liked Dragon Age Veilgaurd, he's going to say he likes it. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not playing. I don't see Luke Stevens as playing for a team. I don't see him as like being like, oh, I got to just shit on this game because, I'm on this side, or I got to praise this game because I'm on this side. I don't see him as being that. All these people that are in the middle, they are getting no review codes because they're not just straight up shilling for the game. They only giving review codes to people who are 100% sucking their dick. That is it.
Were with us in California for the preview event, and both of them put out preview videos as well as ours. And I think between the three of us, we probably have some of the three most viewed videos on this topic, or at least most commented on, I would say. And if you read those tweets and you watch that video, you can tell clearly that they also feel some way that they were intentionally excluded by EA from review access for some unknown reason, likely because of critical comments they made in their preview video, even though most of the things they said were positive about the game, just like us.
This is how you know you're dealing with propaganda. This is how you know you're dealing with propaganda. See, these people know. I know for a fact Fextralife is not a Grum's supporter, but they share this because, like what I said, once you start pushing the middle to this side, they're going to start to think that we're more rational than you over here. The left just fucked themselves up with this. With this whole propaganda piece, when it comes to like denying access to people who are honestly reviewing the game, if there's something wrong with it, and they talk about the nitpicks, and you just completely cut them out, you went full retard. How you not blow your cover is by inviting the middle, and you invite your side. That way you have a balanced wave of influence to where we just don't have ammo against you. Now we have plenty of ammo. And including this, the middle is going to be like, damn, I can see what they were talking about now. They were right about you. You fucked up. You went full retard. Now he's sharing
two individuals that are speaking out about this, but we do know that there are at least a handful of other content creators and press that were left out, maybe more, that share it.
Can you see Fextralife showing any of these videos on their channel? Really? If anybody's familiar with Fextralife, they don't do this. You fucked up. Now he's showing people like Vara Dark, who's very controversial on this platform, and all these other people down here, anti-woke YouTubers. You got a political YouTuber who just create videos about RPGs to show anti-woke YouTubers. Congratulations, you played yourself.
A similar sentiment that feel like they were deliberately prevented from giving their own opinions to their own audience about this game.
Yep.
It is feeling like EA is deliberately trying to prevent us from telling you what we think about the game, and they want you to hear it from someone else.
Interesting.
So you then have to ask yourself, why would EA do this? What is their angle? What are they trying to accomplish by doing this? After the previews came out, I think it became very apparent that most of the people who were still interested in Veilgaurd after watching the previews were waiting for reviews to make their final decision about whether or not to purchase the game. If you just read comments in any YouTube video about the Veilgaurd or look at the poll on our community page, you can see that the vast majority of people that are still interested are waiting for reviews. Looking at this, EA's marketing team probably saw this and decided that they needed to make the reviews as positive as possible.
Oh yeah, just for an example too, y'all need to go watch SkillUp's video about this game. Okay, he reviewed it. Okay, he played it. I guess he got a review code, and I've never seen an evisceration session like this. He destroyed the game, probably better than I ever could.
Trying to exclude those that might, give the game a 7 or an 8, while also reaching out and finding press and content creators that would maybe give the game a 9 or above. Just think about this for a second. If you're on the EA end and you're trying to manipulate review scores because you want high review scores, what are you going to do? You're going to research press and content creators and what they usually give to games score-wise to give you a general idea of how they're going to review your game.
True.
For us, we never give games 10s. 9s are extremely rare. Most games we give reviews to fall somewhere in the 7 or 8 range, while other places, you know who they are, always give 9s and 10s, and frankly, it's hard to take them seriously. Right. And this is why I made this video. Because you guys told us in no uncertain terms that you're waiting for reviews, and you're about to get a bunch of reviews that have been curated by the publisher for their likelihood of being extremely positive in an attempt to manipulate your view of Dragon Age The Veilgaurd.
Congratulations, you know exactly what's going on now. Welcome to our side. You see what I'm saying? I don't fight for the left or the right. Those are not who's important. Those people are going to have those opinions. Those are people who's going to have those opinions no matter what. They're loyal to their side. I've talked about common sense. This is the middle only responds to what happens to them in common sense. They don't care about strong arm points on my side or the right. You think that me coming to them before this happens to them, you think me saying that, hey, there's a woke movement going on behind the scenes such and such, you should be cautious about this game, whatever the fuck. You think that would stop him from buying this game? No. He's in the middle type person. He's going to be like, I don't believe there's a woke movement going on. I don't believe there's such and such going on. I believe there's coincidences that happen. The talking points that the middle do. So he still wouldn't be on my side, even if I approached him about this. It took for him to go through it because of the lunacy that's happening on that side for him to finally see, oh, shit. I guess these people was telling the truth. You played yourself. Congratulations. Welcome to our side.
They want you to think there is a universal consensus that the game is amazing, thereby convincing you that you should try it, but also influencing future review scores as it's difficult to be the outlier. If you've ever done a review for a game or for something, you'll realize that if you're the only one giving a high review score when everyone else is giving it a low review score, it's difficult. Or if you're the only one giving it a low review score and everyone else is giving it a high review score, it's a very difficult position to be in.
True.
So if you see a bunch of positive review scores come out today, think about all the people that are going to be playing afterward and how much pressure they're going to feel to give the game slightly better score than they would have given it, just to avoid maybe some undue pressure. And sometimes that doesn't even happen consciously. It's just done subconsciously.
And that's the peer pressure aspect when it comes to review stuff, especially when you're another, let's say, top tier game journalist company. All your peers around are giving them this review score. 10s, 9 here, stuff like that, right? And if you're the only one that does it, it's going to be a question when it comes to why aren't you giving them, come on, get with the program. They can easily eat you alive. So with people don't like conflict, especially when you're in a business. People do not like dealing with confrontation when it comes to that stuff. Most people have this thought process to where they're go along to get along type people, especially when peer pressure come involved. I don't care how tough you think you are as a person. You can't say you tough unless you've been in a situation to where peer pressure was on your ass and you still stuck with your guns. There's only a small majority of people that's able to do that. There's people who can say they can do that out loud and be like, man, I don't give a fuck. Nobody convinced me of nothing. You never been in a position to where people try to convince you of something. Until you've been in that position to where people try to convince you of doing something that you don't believe yourself, you can't say that you won't fold unless you've been in that position and denied it outright. A lot of people say they're going to do stuff until they get put in that position, and now they understand who they really are. I get exactly what he's talking about. This shit does exist.
And I want to be very clear here that I don't think that the press and creators publishing their videos early are going to be lying. However, these reviewers have been screened to maximize the chances that you're seeing positive reviews.
Fucked up.
There
That's
were probably
crazy.
some exceptions, of course. I don't think everyone's going to give the game a positive review. But EA is banking that those are few and far between in an attempt to keep the aggregate score of the game high.
Ego.
This has only happened one other time that I'm aware of in the some 10 odd years I've been doing this, and that is with Cyberpunk 2077, which followed a similar pattern where we were constantly reassured we were getting a code for years but never got one, and suddenly reviews were out and everyone was praising the game, giving it 9s and 10s, except one journalist who dared to give it an 8 and was ripped to shreds for it. But then the fans got their hands on the game, and well, you know the rest. It wasn't what was promised, and we were forced to make one of the most disappointed videos I've ever made in my gaming career. However, in the case of CD Projekt Red, they owned their shit, and the game is in a much better place now, though they lost trust by what happened with that game. And in
True. I love Cyberpunk now. I still replay it every once in a while, but I do get it. It was met with a bunch of controversy, and what we got at the beginning was a fucking mess. It was. So, CD Projekt handled it differently. BioWare, on the other hand, is in a different position. Veilgaurd is their last option. If this game fucks up, I think they're done. And they know this. So that's the reason why they're going this far of going full retard, because they're basically like a cat pushed into a wall that's forced to fight back now. They don't care about, well, yeah, they do care, but you know, like when you're desperate, you start to miss things that you would not miss if you weren't desperate. You'll still be playing the game smart, but when people start to get desperate, you get sloppy. Them denying access from people like Fextralife and Luke Combs and all these other people that's in the middle is a big fumble, because now you're going to turn people who was praising your game, who was going to critique you better than I ever would. You brought those people over to my side now to see the light. They can see clearly now. The rain is gone. Thanks to you. CD Projekt Red didn't do that. BioWare did. So they fucked up.
In CD Projekt Red's case, they had already garnered quite a positive reputation, so they survived the backlash. However, neither BioWare or EA have shining reputations in the gaming industry, and many people think this is BioWare's last chance to prove they still have it.
That's true.
This is the worst possible start to demonstrating whether or not that is true. So what does this mean for Fextralife? Honestly, nothing has changed. I'm going to buy the game, I'm going to make our review, and I'm going to like the game or not based on the merit of the game, same as we've always done.
And that's what I've advised every single one of you guys who are interested in this game to do. Have your own opinions. Don't care about what people like me say. Don't care about what people on the left says. If you like a game, by all means buy it. I would never shame you for buying something that you find entertaining. That's all. That's what you're supposed to do as an independent person. I don't want none of y'all to be playing team sports. This is not a team sport. This is the entertainment industry. But the majority is going to show what's right and what's wrong. If your game fails, the market shows. If it succeeds, the market shows. Regardless of what I think about it. The market is the most important entity in this entire spiel. We're the ones with the wallet, and we choose what's valuable and what's not.
I'm not going to let EA's bullshit influence our review or its score. We decided to make this video after some deliberation for you, the viewer, because we couldn't in good conscience let this pass without saying something and let you be duped into thinking this title is one way when it in fact may be completely different.
Right.
There are a lot of moving parts behind the scenes in the gaming industry that you will likely never know about, such as executives for publishers getting bonuses based on review scores, with higher score being bigger bonuses.
That should be illegal. That should be literally illegal. The fact that you're going to give them bonuses by boosting up a store that affects the market.
You didn't know that. The tactic that EA has taken with Dragon Age The Veilgaurd may prove to be successful, but should be entirely unnecessary if the game is in fact good. But it's not good for you, the consumer, and because they did this, you should not purchase the game based on initial reviews, but instead wait for players to get their hands on the game and tell you how things actually are, so that there is a true consensus, not one that is manufactured by a large corporation who clearly doesn't care about its community or community members.
I'm just going to be real with you, man. Like, look, let me just keep it a buck. I hate the idea and y'all gonna call me racist, but it is what it is. I don't give a fuck. Mine is not coming from a place of malice. I'm just saying this because I understand what's going on. I do not like the idea of black elves. I don't. I think it's stupid. I think the only reason why black elves exist is because of diversity equity. That's the only reason why black elves exist. They never existed. You're talking to a Tolkien fan right now, right? My first introduction of elves were how Tolkien written how elves were. And then you got Rings of Power coming out. There's black elves in that. There were never black elves with how Tolkien actually written it out. It shouldn't exist. And then you got The Witcher having black elves. I just do not... This triggers me. Because I understand why they do it. They do it strictly for DEI, and that's it. It's not because, oh, we just wanted to make, oh, well, that's, that's a cool character. No, that's not true. Elves never been black. Never. So I hate that idea.
It's community or community members, but in fact only cares about the bottom line. And believe me when I say that I would much rather be publishing a Dragon Age The Veilgaurd review today rather than this video. This is not a video that I really wanted to make, but I thought it was very important to get this information out to you. And again, no disrespect to any content creators or press out there that are putting out their reviews today. This video is not aimed at attacking them in any way. It's simply aimed at informing you about what is going on with Dragon Age The Veilgaurd and why you might want to take these things into account when you're watching reviews today and tomorrow.
That's the most centralist video you're going to get on a person from the middle telling you about the truth and what's going on. Once they start saying even slightly what we're saying over here, we already won the war. It's over. Congratulations. You're going to bring the normal people over to our side now. Like I said, welcome aboard, pull up a chair, and start listening now. We've been telling the truth. You just thought we were radical. And to tell you the truth, I understand why you thought we were radical, because some people do take it too far on this side. So you don't want to be associated with that, so you stay in the middle, because you think that any side that goes too far is a little bit crazy and shit. I get it. But once you see something like this happening, now you start to see who the same one is. But if we was just to give you this cold turkey, you would still think we were radical. Sometimes you have to go through stuff to see it for yourself. Or sometimes you just have to see who's crazier in order for you to see who's actually the same one. Welcome. There's also one more thing I want to show you guys before we go. I want to show you guys the inconsistency between what IGN says, because to tell you the truth, I haven't played the game. I don't know how the game plays. I don't know whether it's boring. I don't know whether most of the shit in this game is actually bad or good. I don't know. But I do know inconsistencies, and when people have, I would say, let me put it like this. When you see something, right? Let's just say like if I play Elden Ring. If I play Elden Ring and reviewed it, I'm probably going to give the game maybe a 9.5, right? But if you have a person who's normally a person in the middle, who gives fair criticisms and reviews and stuff, right? And they review my game, and they go, no, I believe this game is like a 1.5 out of 10. Who's right? And why is the scores all the way over here and all the way over here? What's going on? You can't, I don't think that people understand that we understand what's good and bad on a molecular common sense level. It's not too difficult to understand what's good and what's not. We know these things as human beings. So for two people to have completely far left and right opinions about a particular game is going to be a little bit, I would say, questionable. So IGN makes this post saying, what makes Dragon Age The Veilgaurd amazing? We're going to watch this 1 minute thing right quick, and then I'm going to show you what somebody else said about the same exact thing that they're saying right now. Let's watch.
Dragon Age The Veilgaurd is the best BioWare game in a long time.
Oh,
Veilgaurd is light on meaningless side quests and instead focuses heavily on the companion quest lines, each with an arc fit for a protagonist rather than a sidekick. It's like the writers took the loyalty missions from Mass Effect 2 and blew them up into 7 miniature games of their own. The level design reminded us of the original KOTOR, ditching open world design in favor of a series of slick, looping corridors with little nooks to discover, which greatly benefits the BioWare RPG style. There are loads of customization options available with piles of upgradable loot to fulfill your wildest fantasies of intricate battle management. That hair, some of the best looking hair ever seen in a video game. The combat is more action focused and refined, but for those who prefer more tactical style combat, you can pause to issue party members orders, just like in Mass Effect. And if you're hoping to fight some big dragons, well, fear fear not, the boss battles do not disappoint. The narrative choices felt like they matter, and no spoilers, but the finale is terrific, built on memorably tough choices and consequences, very much in the spirit of Mass Effect 2. The cinematic flair is off the charts, and sometimes it felt like watching a big-budget fantasy movie in the best ways. For our full review of Dragon Age The Veilgaurd, head over to IGN.
Sounds very good, don't it? Damn, that sounds good. Okay. Let's see something right quick.
In many ways, Veilgaurd is a bigger disappointment than Anthem was. Like, if I was to hand LeBron a tennis racket, I'd expect to see some pretty shitty tennis. BioWare never had any business making a looter shooter, and so when Anthem flopped, its failure was easily explained, easily reconciled. But if I hand LeBron a basketball, I expect to see some fucking points on the board.
Absolutely.
And it's impossible to imagine a bigger home court advantage than this for BioWare, while delivering absolutely none of the writing, characterization, and imagination that made its previous games so great. The writing is frankly terminal. It lacks any nuance or wit or wisdom. It cannot communicate ideas except to say them aloud to the camera. It manufactures petty, unbelievable tension because it doesn't know how to create anything more real, and it's too scared to ever be truly confronting or dark for fear that it might make the audience uncomfortable. Every interaction between the companions feels like HR is in the room, and every interaction led by the main character, Rook, sounds like he's addressing an under-12 soccer team before a semi-final, or teaching toddlers how to properly share toys. The way you build relationships with your companions is so woefully outdated, drawn-out quest lines completely divorced from the main plot, starring disposable villains and recycling the same settings, enemies, and bosses you find elsewhere. The romance system feels equally antiquated, heavily reliant on the "we'll bang, okay" button, even when it doesn't make sense for that to be an option, with no supporting systems behind it to make your romance decisions feel believable or consequential.
Let him breathe, man.
He gave his whole body erectile dysfunction. Look at his hands reaching for the Lord. Only thing he hearing is Kanye West scream, "Father, stretch my hands." Homie trying to summon a spirit bomb in retaliation from the floor, but ain't nobody giving him energy. This man transmogrified into a starfish. How all your limbs outstretched like this?